So the RW menu stack allows us to dynamically build the menu based on our page structure in our project. So if we look inside this project and we look at my sidebar over here, we'll see that I have a lot of pages. And while these pages aren't necessarily greatly named, this is just a test project. This is exactly what will be based off what is built inside the RapidWeaver menu. Now, if you look in the page inspector for RapidWeaver, you'll notice that in the general settings, there's this checkbox for show in navigation. If that checkbox is checked, which it is by default, that page will show inside the navigation. And if you don't want to display a page in the navigation, you simply have to uncheck it. So inside of the RapidWeaver menu stack, we can actually define what level of navigation we want to display. By default, it shows only the top navigation. That means the top level pages that are inside your page builder, that is what will be displayed inside of your navigation. If you want all pages to be displayed, you display full navigation. And that will display up to 4 levels, I believe, inside your pages. So you could have 4 levels deep. I think that's pretty crazy. I don't necessarily recommend that, but you can do that. And next is the last option is current sub navigation. And what this does is if you have a menu stack that is a part of a sub page, only the sibling stacks for that will be displayed. For example, if I'm on this page sub 3, okay, and I put in the RapidWeaver menu stack set to current sub nav, my navigation will only show submenu, menu 2, and menu 3. So let's preview this. We'll see that here, because I'm on the page sub 3, it only displays the sub navigation that I'm currently within. While we're here, just quickly flip through everything. So if I go full navigation, we'll see that I get all of the pages. If I do top navigation, I only get the top nav. Now, Foundation 6 has multiple different styles of menu. The default is just a simple static menu that has 0 animation. We then have vertical, drop down, a drop down vertical, a drill down, and an accordion. Let's just quickly flip through these various styles. Now, as you see, this is just a generic top level navigation of just a menu. So it's just basically like a list of links. But I wanted to show you actually what happens if we use a menu, just a plain vanilla menu with the full navigation. What we get is the full navigation, right? It's just a static. This probably isn't the best view. You probably wouldn't want to use a menu with full navigation. However, if we used menu vertical, that could make sense. Because if you notice here in a vertical menu, this could look good in a sidebar. And basically what happens is all subpages are indented. So this actually kind of looks great. Now here we have a drop-down menu, and we've hit our first gotcha. With drop-down menus, you'll notice that sometimes they could get cut off. And one of the symptoms of that is I have this in a container stack. And by default, a container has overflow set to hidden. Really simply, we're just going to go ahead and set that to be visible. And if we preview, we'll see that our menus now function properly. So this is a drop-down stack, a drop-down menu. Now, vertical drop-down menus probably look better in a more restricted environment. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend like we have a 2-column layout, and I'm going to set my 1 column to be 3 columns wide. And if we do that, you'll see that this is what a vertical drop-down would look like. Our next option is a drill down menu, and this is a very popular menu to be shown on mobile devices. And this is because when you click on the link, it basically creates this dynamic menu. Again, I think this looks better in either a more narrow container or on mobile as a mobile menu. And our last option is an accordion menu. And this is kind of like similar to the plain vanilla vertical menu, but allows us to expand and contract each individual sub menu sections. Now you'll notice that we have the ability to style the active menu. When this is checked, the current active page will be styled. So here we have the current active page, which is the home page, will actually be styled differently than the other ones. And lastly, we have a bunch of horizontal alignment options. So you can center your menu, you can align it to the right, you can justify or space it. These are very similar options to what we have in the alignment and spacing for columns. Same thing for vertical alignment. Vertical alignment is useful if you have page names that maybe are long and they tend to wrap onto two lines. This vertical alignment could come in handy in those times. Then also we have the text alignment ability. So do we want to align the text left, which is the default, or you can center that text within the individual menu items. And last but not least is the visibility stack. And this allows us to define whether or not we're going to use this menu on mobile or tablet or desktop, right? So small, medium, and large devices. Because a lot of times, drill down is a great menu on mobile, but it's not necessarily the best menu for desktop, right? So for larger screen devices. So maybe you want to display a drill down on mobile, on small devices, yet on tablet and desktop, maybe you want to use a drop down or a normal default menu stack, something of that nature. Now, before we end this video, I just want to say that while the WrapWeaver menu stack is very convenient because it uses your page builder as the menu, that is convenient, but we do lose a lot of flexibility. Check out our other videos. We have specific menu stacks for each style that we showed you. And in those individual stacks, you have a lot more flexibility than what we have with the RapidWeaver menu. The reason is the RapidWeaver menu stack tries to be everything. And when you try to be everything, you can't do everything. So the more individual niche stacks for each menu type will have more granular and detailed settings for if you want to tweak the menu's behavior.